All right, you all have to bear with me a little bit tonight because I got the topic about a week and a half ago. Had a great story planned out about easy cheese and hash. But I was leaving the house, tucking the kids in, tucking the wife in, and she said, "You can't tell that story, you got to tell this story." So, off the cuff, I want to talk about the birth of my son. I have 2 kids, but my son is 5. And I was terrified. Not my wife at the time told me that she was pregnant. We were in the middle of planning our wedding. I literally had invitation samples on the coffee table, and she said, "I'm pregnant." And I said, "Shit." I said, "Well, whatever you want to do, we're going to do it." She said, "We'll wait on the wedding, and we'll do it when after the baby, we'll do it." That didn't happen. We ended up doing the wedding while she was 7 months pregnant in the Durham City Jail at 3 o'clock in the morning. But at any rate, so I'm working I know, it was great. It's like, I have all these friends that had big, expensive weddings, and they're all divorced now. And I got married by a magistrate in the county jail at 3 o'clock in the morning, and here we go, 6 years. So I'm terrified. I'm working my ass off. We're not going to have enough money. I'm working like 3 jobs. It's freaking me out. We go into the hospital 3 weeks before the due date because he's breech. My mother-in-law is in town for this procedure. We go to have version therapy, which they try and manually turn the baby. It sounded kind of benign to me at the time, but then I watched it and was like, what the oh my God. It's like 4 guys trying to pull a transmission out of a 62 Buick. It's ridiculous. So I'm terrified. There's all this stuff going on, and they can't get the baby to turn, so they're like, "Okay, we'll schedule the C-section, and you guys come back, but we're going to monitor you for an hour." So that hour's going by. My mother-in-law are watching the monitor, and we're going, "What's that? It seems to be happening about every 10 minutes. So we call in the nurse. "Hey, nurse, what's this?" And the nurse says, "Oh, you're having a baby. Put this weird-ass suit on. We're going into surgery right now. It's emergent." Okay, so I'm terrified. I go into the thing. They're cutting her and doing the thing. She's grinning because I don't know anybody who's ever had a C-section. You're so doped up. Like, she's like, "I love you." And I look over the curtain, and it's like blood. And like, is that her spleen? Holy shit. So my son is born April 20th, 4/20/04. And he was born at 4/27 just because I was like, no, wait a couple minutes. If it's 4/20 on 4/20, we're fucked forever. So I just wait a couple minutes. So they get this beautiful child out. And I'm like, man, look at this kid. This is amazing. I'm calling because nobody was ready for it. I'm calling my parents. I'm calling my grandparents. I'm calling my friends. Like, holy shit, I got a baby. I got a kid. It's crazy. So we go home. And I don't sleep at all for a month. My wife is recovering from what is major surgery. I mean, they cut her open and pulled a thing out of her. I mean, that's pretty hardcore. So she's sleeping and I'm doing everything, which is fine. I don't have a problem, but I'm really, really freaking tired. And for those of you who are here for last time's story, I'm adopted. And my parents are phenomenal. You couldn't have asked for a better set of parents. And so one day, we're all gathered around. My mother-in-law has gone home back to California, which, if you have a choice, have them on the other side of the country. It's really great. They can't, get in your shit. It's awesome. And I'm looking at, I haven't slept in 14 days, and I'm holding this baby, and my wife's standing there looking at me, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I got great parents. This is the stuff that my parents have been talking about. And then I think to myself, wow, what an incredibly difficult decision my biological mother had to make to have a child and look at it and say, I'm not ready for this. She was 17. That's all I know about her, is that she was 17. And she had to look down at a child that she had just gone through who knows what to have and say, I'm not ready for this and I can't do this. And she made an incredibly difficult choice that brought my parents into my life. And then I looked down and thought, holy crap. For the first time in my entire life, I am holding something in my hands that is actually biologically related to me for the first time. And we cried. I cried, my wife cried, the baby cried, but he cries all the time. And I thought about fatherhood, and I discovered on that day that I was going to be, hopefully, at least half the father that my father was. And he had none of that biological connection to me. But I was holding in my arms for the first time something that was biologically connected to me. And I knew no matter what happened, this was going to be the greatest kid that had ever lived. Thank you.